Yeah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to today's episode of the Diaspora Global Panel. With me today, I have Jude Unwa Okolo from Dublin, Ireland. I also have Prince Rasaki, a member of the National Coalition of Tinubu's Support Group, who is based in Canada right now. He's joining us on the phone to talk about the trending news in Nigeria today, the declaration of the Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, for the 2023 presidential election. We just want to delve into it. We all listened to his declaration speech, his four section, which was actually basically divided into four sections that actually highlighted his strengths and achievements in the past 7 years that he has been with President Muhammadu Buhari in the affairs of the nation. We want to talk about it, and we also want to get the perspective of Prince Rasaki, whom I know, has wined and dined with these people, and then he knows them inside out. He'll be able to give us his own perspective. Of course, we know that Prince Rasaki could be a little bit biased because he is a member of the National Coalition of Tinubu's Support Group. But I'm sure he will be fair, he will be just in, discussing today's issue. Yeah, let's go in straight. Jude Unwa Okolo, you listen to Professor Yemi Osinbajo's speech. What is your take on that? But before you give us your take, let's just give Prince Rasaki just for him to give us one or two words. Prince Rasaki, over to you.
Okay, Mr. Kole, thank you so much. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Jude. Good afternoon, all our listeners and our viewers. As Mr. Kole said, I'm a member of National Coalition of Tinubu Support Group in Canada, in diaspora in general. Our aim and objective is to promote our leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Jagaban, the Asiwaju of Nigeria. As you all know, is a man that comes with a lot of history. This is a man that has been in the game for some time now, and he has been a political strategist. When we talk about politics in Nigeria, before you mention 1, 2, 3 names, his name should be mentioned. I believe he's the right man for the position of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2023. As we all know, we have many contestants that have come out, that have shown interest to contest for this election. And I will be fair to all, especially to all members of APC that came out for this position. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been a man that have supported the political turnaround of Nigeria. Come to Fourth Republic. Before the Fourth Republic, we know where Nigeria is politically. And to the emergence of the Fourth Republic, he was one of the people that fought the military for the emergence of the Fourth Republic. So by doing this, I believe and I have the conviction that Tinubu will be a good president if the opportunity is given to him to become the Nigerian president come 2023. And I believe every other contestant in APC will support him if he's chosen at the National Convention next month. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Prince Rasaki. For our viewers, unfortunately, Prince Rasaki cannot does not have access to a video call, so he's joining us. Is not using the video because of some technical difficulties. So you just have to permit us. Now let me go to Jude Unwa Okolo. Jude, you listen to Professor Yemi Osinbajo's declaration. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, thank you, our viewers. We are now into point of where we are election time, and we're seeing different people coming out, and we see Professor Osinbajo coming out to declare for us that he wants to be the Nigerian president come 2023. For me to start on this, I will actually go through his broadcast, because it baffles me what I heard in his broadcast. I was so shocked when I listened to him, how he started it, saying that praising the president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, in the time of war, in the time of peace, saying all those words that the man was there, praising him for security. Unbelievable. There are so many things I can comprehend in this broadcast. So I'm furiously not happy with that broadcast, because this guy came like a deceiver. He came in a different form, because some of us thought that he was not given the opportunity to take part in 7 years of the rule. But he has come here to tell us that he was fully involved in every aspect of the Buhari regime rules, and as such, everything was done by all of them. He was among them when they were taking actions, in the meetings, everything. He is in charge. He's involved in every aspect of government, and as such, he wants Nigeria to give him opportunity to serve in 2023. What a shame for a professor of that caliber. He was not ashamed to come out to say Nigeria is among them that helped the president to tackle security, insecurity. He was even bold to say that. I was so shocked to hear him. In fact, this is not the kind of guy we need in Nigeria. You see, he's just like a snake under the green grass. Green snake under the green grass. He's not the kind of person who can bring into Nigeria 2023, because we don't need people like him. He's a pretender, and he came out to say, "Yes, I don't know who wrote that thing for him. Did he write it himself, or God just made him to say those things so that we can know what kind of man he is? He's the character in that video broadcast. Up to now, I cannot fathom who that guy is. I don't know what kind of man that, and I don't see how people can bring him, vote for him, because he's a failure. Buhari failed, and as such, he failed. The regime of Buhari is both of them. Buhari and Osinbajo led government. It's not only Buhari. And he was so bold enough to say that he took part in all decisions made by the government, and he is proud to come out to say he wants to be 2023 president of Nigeria. What a shame of the man of that character. I'm so furious at this moment that I don't want to see such characters come to 2023, and Nigeria should be aware. They should be aware, and we are going to bring us so many things that Nigeria should learn about him, so that they will find a way to throw him out. He's not qualified. He's totally, oh my God. I don't know what to say, because I'm short of words. At this time when we are suffering insecurity in Nigeria, he come out to be bold, and after that, he took part in decision of security in Nigeria. I mean, that is a failure, big failure for him.
Let me jump in here, Jude. Okay, his declaration speech, can be broken down into 4 sections: the economy, the loyalty aspect, the servanthood, that he was loyal to the president, and security intervention. He claimed that he did well. You see, lastly, he was talking about continuity. Okay, let me start from the economy. You see, because I listened to a guy, Daniel Buwala, okay, who happens to be a special advisor to the Deputy Senate President. This man highlighted Osinbajo's flaws. This guy flawed the speech. He picked holes in virtually everything Osinbajo said. Firstly, let me talk about the economy. You see, he claimed that, the economy is the only aspect of governance that the Constitution devolves to the VP. The VP is in charge of the economy. And he said, during the time VP Osinbajo, was in charge, or is in charge of the economy, unemployment rose from 9% during Jonathan's era to 35%. Inflation rose from 9% during Jonathan's era to 25%. Our naira became so devalued that it is now exchanging for 580 naira to $1, whereas during Jonathan it was 197 naira to $1. He also claimed that fuel cost of a liter rose from 87 naira to 167 naira, and that the GDP declined by $41 billion. Let me bring in Prince Rasaki. Prince Rasaki, this man, Daniel Buwala, also did some form of comparative analysis, okay, between Professor Yemi Osinbajo's performances and that of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was the governor of Lagos. And he said that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu revolutionized the IGR system in Lagos, and that most of the changes that we are seeing in Lagos today, that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu laid the foundation. He also claimed that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's blueprint is being used in virtually most of the states in Nigeria. Prince Rasaki, what is your view on this?
Yeah, Mr. Kole, thank you so much. And Mr. Jude, thanks for your contribution too. Yeah, Mr. Kole, let me start from where this man is coming from. The man called Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This man was born 1952, March 29 precisely, and he schooled in America, as we all know. He came back to Nigeria, worked with Otto Addison and other companies, and before he joined Mobil. After he retired from Mobil as treasurer of the company. So this implies that he's an intelligent man. He's not just a witch-watch person. He's a very intelligent person. So let's put that on record. He joined the politics. He first contested for senatorial position, which he won before the military disrupt that republic then, the Third Republic. So when it comes to the fourth, during the Abacha time, He fought Abacha. He worked with Abiola. You know what happened? We all know what happened during the Abiola time, and he went on exile. So when Absalam came back, he came back. When Absalam became the head of state, he came back to Nigeria, and he worked with our fathers, the Afenifere people, then, and they made him the governor of Lagos State. He's a man that is coming from a well-structured organization called Mobile. This is a man that worked in a structured environment. When he came in, he transformed Lagos. We all know how Lagos was. I was born in Lagos. I grew up in Lagos. And I knew how Lagos was in the 80s, in the early 90s, until he became the governor of Lagos State. He transformed, he started with the civil service. He reformed the civil service system of Lagos State. And what he did was he carried these civil servants, he carried them along. He let them understand the importance of making the ministry to work, which will have a very good turnaround in the governance of the state. And they all accepted with him. Let me mention, he started his transformation from the Ministry of Lands. He formed what a ministry called Ministry of Lands, Bureau of Lands then. And it transformed all the lands acts in Lagos State that have been isolated. He reformed them. And Lagos lands becomes an attraction. People start patronizing Lagos at that particular time. So he went to housing. He went to the medical, to the health. It transformed Lasut. I was in Lasut. I was in the Ikeja General Hospital in 1998, when I lost my sister in 1998. The place was a dead clinic. Ike House was nothing to write about in 1998. And when this man came in, I went to Ike House in 2001. I could see a lot of transformation that this man has done in the health sector. It transformed Ikeja General Hospital into Lasso. Bought them equipment, make them to be effective, introduce computers. He introduced computerization into the civil service system, where most of all the civil servants can make use of email at that particular time. He was the first governor in Nigeria that introduced information technology into civil service system. Then he transformed the justice ministry. All the judges, he elevated them, employed more judges. Now, Lagos has the highest judges in Nigeria. The highest
number of
judges in Nigeria. The highest number of magistrates in Nigeria. Hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, so sorry, a call came. So Lagos has the highest number of magistrates in Nigeria. Lagos has 50%, over 50% of the lawyers in Nigeria that are serving in Lagos, that make Lagos as their base of operation. Can you hear me again?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, continue.
Okay. Oh my God.
Continue. We can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you. Okay, I think we have lost Prince Rasaki there. Jude, I was asking Prince Rasaki, and obviously we all know that when you ask our politicians questions, they try to deflect. You see, I was asking him. Okay, he's joining us now.
Sorry, a call was coming in. You understand? So
yeah.
Saying he reformed the civil service in Lagos State. So after doing all that, it led people to understand the effectiveness of the civil servants is what will make Lagos be transformed and where the masses will benefit from the governance of the state. In terms of the security, he formed what we call, I think, OPESA, something like that. They have a security reform. They had this fundraising for security, where most companies in Lagos, the big companies in Lagos, key into that and contributed large money to fund the security architect of Lagos, then, which empower the police and other security arms to secure Lagos. When he came in as a governor, he had this master plan. He prepared a master plan for Lagos because he knew what he was doing. He knew where he's taking Lagos to. And he knew, because he's a progressive man, he's a Democrat. He knew Lagos needed a master plan for the next 30 years that will transform Lagos to become the largest economy city in Africa, that will be able to compete with other bigger cities in the world. It transformed the transportation in Lagos. He brought in the best brain. There was a guy he brought in from London that works in London transports, that Ed Lamata at that time. He brought in some doctors from America to come and work in the health sector, to come and be part of the doctors that we have back home. So he did all this for Lagos. He transformed Lagos. And as he was doing all this, he was building leaders for tomorrow. He brought in good intellectual people into his government.
And I would say one of them is Professor Yemi.
Yeah,
I'm coming. I because you have given us, you see, a lowdown of the achievement of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But let me say this, because people usually point to the allegation of corruption. They say Tinubu is corrupt, Tinubu is this, Tinubu is that. And in comparison to Professor Yemi Osinbajo, because what I was even asking earlier was for you to do, but you have done it well. Because what you did was to do a comparative, not a comparative analysis, but you kind of indirectly did that. Because I gave you, some of the things, some of the criticism you see leveled against Professor Yemi Osinbajo, and you kind of gave me an idea of the economic policies, and the visionary, agenda of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I would say that you have done extremely well in that regards, because I'm sure many of our viewers, you see, who did not know, you see, many of what you have said, you see, they actually heard you loud and clear, and they know that for somebody to have worked in Mobile, that person must be a brain. But let me just ask you, what about all these, the allegations that have been leveled against Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Because that is what most of is, this, I wouldn't say distractors, legitimate or illegitimate distractors. Okay, that is what they are leveling against it. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Akole. And as I was saying the other time, which you didn't allow me to finish the
because then I don't want our viewers to think that this is like a medium for us to be promoting Asiwaju Ahmed.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not really promoting him. I'm just trying to say what I know about him. You understand?
Yeah,
so I'm just
that is the obvious, and
yes,
which
okay.
we actually appreciate.
Okay,
you have done extremely well. And another thing I really appreciate about you is the fact that for your level and position in the national coalition, okay, of Tinubu's support group, you did not come out swinging against Professor Yemi Osinbajo. You did not come out to start condemning, even when I highlighted, some of the main reasons, some of the main issues that people have against him in terms of his performances in the economy, in terms of security, in the 4 key sections that he highlighted when he did his declaration. So I really appreciate the fact that you did not come out to condemn or to backbite, to talk ill of him. You just went to what your leader, Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, what he asked for us. But we just want to touch on the aspect of what people are saying regarding corruption, because on this forum, okay, we have thrown it out there. And I'm sure it was even Jude that threw it out there. You see, he went online, researched, he saw some of the allegations that have been leveled against Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he read it out here. You see, a lot of people called us, emailed us, they were in disagreement with some of the things we said, but we told them, go and check the internet. The onus is on you, okay, to report all this with proof and evidence.
Okay, Mr. Kule, our Mr. Joe that you mentioned now. But if you can intimate me the allegation, maybe I can go straight on those points and
they talked about the Alpha Beta, the concessionary company, the LCC. They talked about, you see, how we made most of his money. They talked about the Oriental Hotel. The Oriental Hotel, I knew that Tinubu didn't own Oriental Hotel. You see, but it's all out there. And I think these are the areas that I would charge, the supporters of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take cognizance of. Because I know Tinubu does not own Oriental, okay? But they keep saying that he owns it. You see, so I think you have a lot of work to do, to dissuade, these people making some of these outrageous, accusations against Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So can you just address it? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kule. Let me start by saying, let me first go to Osinbajo's coming out to declare his intention for the presidency. Yeah, as we all know, Asiwaju is a Democrat. He's a man that like level playing game for everybody, and is a very fearful person that carry everybody along. Professor Osinbajo coming out to contest is not a big deal to Asiwaju. It's not a big deal to we that are supporting Asiwaju. You see, he makes the game look so interesting because we can see that in the Southwest, we have another prominent person coming out again to challenge Asiwaju. The game will be finalized at the convention. Yes, we have no problem with that. We that are following Asiwaju or supporting Asiwaju, we have no problem, because Professor Osinbajo is part of us. Is inner circle of Asiwaju team. Is more closer to Asiwaju than any other person. You understand? So they know the convention will determine who is more popular at the convention. So let's put that on the side. So about the corruption aspect of allegation level against Asiwaju, you see, many people talked about this corruption. Even a child or a boy or a girl that was born after 1999, that was born around maybe 2001, 2002, 2003, will say all the same thing against Asiwaju. That does not even know the history of this man. That does not even know where this man was coming from. You understand? It's like asking my son now about Abiola. What does he know about Abiola? He just knows there's a man called Abiola. He doesn't even know what Abiola has done, what Abiola names mean in Nigeria. You understand? Because he was born 1999. Abiola died 1998. You understand? So,
yeah.
Coming back to this corruption allegation, the Alpha Beta they were talking about, I don't want to go in there because I don't have access to the CAC incorporation certificate of that company, where they have seen Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's name as a shareholder of Alpha Beta. So that's one.
Jude, can you see that? Prince Rasaki is a real politician. So Prince Rasaki has charged you now to go and check the company registration of Alpha Beta for you to make the application.
No. So to be serious, Mr. Kule and Mr. Jude, you see, when we're talking, we have to talk with facts. You understand? We have to talk with facts. We have to talk with facts. Some people will tell you, they will see 50-story building, 25-story building, a condo apartment in Koyi, and tell you it belongs to Amaechi, when they have not even seen Amaechi in that building. They will tell you it belongs to Wike, when they've not even seen Wike in that building. Yes. There's
Please permit me to say this, because you mentioned Amaechi.
Okay.
And it's very interesting that you mentioned him. What is your take about him, declaring for the presidency and running around the stadium? From when I watched it, I was thinking this guy was taking a dig at Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You see, saying that the man is not fit. The man is suffering from some kind of illness that is making his hands to always shake. So all those things, you get it. What do you think about what Amaechi did? Let me first ask Jude, please, before I give you the chance to comment. Jude, what do you think about what Amaechi did?
I said it last week that Amaechi is not competent. I told you, I said it last week. He's not a man who can even think about running for president. He's not competent. He's not even able to run the transport ministry. So all he's trying to do is to make a show so that they can put him again in the next dispensation of 2023 and give him one of the positions, probably something higher than minister or maybe special advisor or whatever. he knows he cannot win the election. So it's just like trying to make himself more,
more relevant.
More relevant, so that people will see.
But then, what do you think about the running around show?
He's carried away.
Oh, okay, he was carried away.
That's the only way. He just carried away. He never knew he would ever think of campaigning for presidency, and he found himself there. And he thought this time around there would be a chance for him, being that people are clamoring for Southeast, for people from the Southeast to participate. So he's just trying to make a show, but he knows he's not going anywhere. He's not competent at all.
Okay, Prince. Still on Amechi. Amechi was running around, and we feel it's like a dig on Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And there was a video of Amechi that I watched, when he was giving his speech. He said that you see the people are the ones encouraging the politicians to steal, because nobody has stoned them yet. That we keep voting them in. And he now made a joke. He said that for him, he only wants to steal $1 billion, and he will be okay. Apparently, what he was saying was that he was laying the blame, of these corrupt practices on the doorsteps of the people. That the people, you see all these people stealing your money, the politicians, and you keep voting them in. Anyway, I just threw that. Yeah. What do you think about the running around show of Amechi?
Mr. Kule and Mr. Jude, let me start by saying Amechi is a young man, and he has all the energy to run around. But by saying that, does not mean he has the brain to run the government. You understand? So you can have all the energy in the world. Hausa man or any Yoruba man, bricklayer, and Hausa man that is doing the labor can dig from here, from Lagos to Onitsha. He has the energy. Does not mean he has the brain. You understand? So Amechi is just a funny man, a young man. I will classify him as an opportunist. A young guy that has been in government since 1999. He was a speaker for 8 years in River State. After being a speaker, he became the governor for another 8 years. He left governor, he became the minister. So all his life, he has been in government.
He has been eating our money.
Wait. Amechi will tell us which company has he run that have been profitable in his life before he joined politics, right? That's one. So if he said he just need $1 billion to steal, yeah, he had all the opportunity to steal River State.
He was cracking a joke anyway.
It wasn't a joke. He had all the opportunity to steal that money. $1 billion, how much? He just 500 billion naira. He had all the opportunity to steal it. So I don't know why he didn't steal it there. So it was a joke. That was just a joke.
What do you think about Tinubu's health? Okay. Tinubu, do you think?
When we talk about health, it's God. It's only God that gives good health to anybody.
But do you think he has the capacity in terms of health capacity to lead the nation for 4 years?
I have a strong belief his health will not stop his performance. Because if you look at what he's doing right now, in the last 6 months, even we that are younger cannot even stand it. That stress. We cannot. So that's why I said it's only God that is a custodian of good health.
Of good health. But do you think he's 70 years old?
As I said in my
Because the allegation is that his daughter is like 61 years old. So how could Baba be 70?
Okay. Mr. Kule,
yes.
You see, as I said earlier,
I'm very sorry. I didn't intend to put you on the spot, but I think
it's okay. It's okay. I will
Can I come in here? Can I come in here, please? Would I ask if we can have more time to invite our guest to, because the time we are having here is like we're rushing him. He has no time to actually.
He can say it's okay. Yeah. So it's just a brief one. We are nearing the end of today's program, so let him just talk. Do you think Baba is 70?
Yeah, I believe on record.
Yes.
Is 70.
Thank you. Because that is very important. Because you said that on record, we believe Baba is 70.
He's 70.
And I wouldn't doubt that. But what we are just doing on Diaspora Panel is just for us to throw it out there. Okay, let's throw it out there for our viewers. Now, let me just wrap up Professor Yemi's Osinbajo first section declaration. He talked about loyalty and servanthood, and I think that a lot of stakeholders have actually knocked in on this area as well. If you remember, they pointed to the fact that when President Muhammadu Buhari was away on medical leave, that Professor Yemi Osinbajo did a lot of things to trample on President Muhammadu Buhari's interest. And as a result, when the president came back, the president sacked over 28 of Professor Yemi Osinbajo. So they knocked him on that. They also knocked him on insecurity, because as Jude has pointed out, security is at an all-time high. Why is he pointing to security? When we have insecurity, we have the train, the Abuja-bound train being bombed. Many people kidnapped. The military parastatals are being attacked. We have an insecurity all over Nigeria, and he was pointing to security as one of his strengths. And he spoke about continuity. Continuity of what? Is it continuity of overinflation? Continuity of unemployment? Continuity of devaluation of Naira? Or the decline of GDP? These are questions, or continuity of insecurity. These are questions that I think Professor Yemi Osinbajo needs to answer. Now we are nearing the end of today's program. I want to give our guest, Prince Rasaki, a final word. Just 1 or 2 minutes, just to surmise your point on your leader, your mentor, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kule. Let me just summarize what we all said. I will continue to say Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the right person at this moment for this position to become the president of Nigeria come 2023. His antecedents, his performance in the past, shown us that this man, if he becomes this president, he will perform, and he will perform very well. And as I said earlier, he's an intelligent man, and he has people that are very, very intelligent around him, and he knows how to pick his team. If you look at his history, he doesn't bring friendship into governance. He doesn't bring friendship into governance. All his friends, colleagues could be his advisors at the background. He brings young mind, young brain into his team to advise him, to work with him. You understand? So, and he has built a lot of leaders that I believe they are doing well in their respective areas right now. And as you said earlier, One of us is Professor Yemi Osinbajo too, that our vice president at this moment, and he has came out to contest against Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which is very fantastic, very interesting. You understand? This shows the democracy that we are playing. This shows that we are progressing in democracy.
All right.
This shows that we are living the era of the military that we met. That we are going to an era of where politics, the democracy, is becoming things for all to take advantage of. That's why we have more than 15, 20 candidates coming out to contest for presidency. You understand? As I let me mention this name. Dr. Ruben Abati said in one of his programs, he said, everybody is coming out to become Nigerian president. Very soon, his mechanic will come out to contest too. You understand? So that is the
beauty of democracy.
The beauty, yeah, thank you. That's the beauty of this democracy. You understand? So I will implore everybody to support Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Even though, I will say this, even though at this time, permit me to say this, even though at this time, if Nigeria has been structured in the right way, this time should have been an Igbo time to become Nigerian president.
Yes, but I think the most justifiable and the most
in the fearful manner.
Yes,
but
yes.
Because Nigeria is not structured very well, that's why we are having all these problems. If Nigeria is structured and everybody knows who next to become the president of Nigeria, there's no problem in sharing. There's no problem in knowing which region that will become the president. There's no problem, because if you look at us as a Nigeria, we're amalgamated.
Yes.
We're amalgamated together. So that means we can share this equally. And that's why we have what they call federal characters. Where is our federal characters? Because it's not working.
Thank you. Thank you for that. You have actually educated our viewers, and I'm sure you have actually, laid the foundation for people, who wants to know more about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I want to give Mr. Jude Nwa Okolo the last word.
Let me just say this word before Mr. Jude. Mr. Jude, sorry, sir. Just 1 minute, one second. So let me use this opportunity to thank our people, and let me use your platform for giving us this opportunity to talk today. And I wish you invite us more and more to come and say one or two things again. And let me use this opportunity to thank some of our leaders that are promoting Asiwaju in this National Coalition of Tinubu Support Group. In the name of Dr. Doyin Johnson, he's doing a wonderful job. He's the convener and the secretary, the general secretary of this organization, is stationed in Abuja at the moment. And Dr. Babatunde Olokun, the legal advisor of this organization, they are doing a great job. And to all members, and to all members that are doing good job in supporting our leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we shall all see at
the convention. Thank you. Thank you for that. We don't normally do this, but we invited you and you honored us. So the onus is on us to be flexible as well, to allow you to express yourself. And thank you for expressing yourself. Let me just go to Jude to give the final word.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Kunle. Yeah, well, instead of Osinbajo thinking about 2023, I think he and Mohammed, the president of Nigeria, Mohammed Buhari, should think about facing the Human Rights Court of Human Rights for the loss. So many life has been lost in their regime. This year alone, over 3,000 people died out of nowhere. So he shouldn't think about coming to contest. He should think about how to face the court of law. Please, Nigeria should look at him as a traitor. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Jude Unwa Okolo from Dublin. We want to say a big thank you for coming today. And you know, as always, you always dish it out the way you see it. You know, and thank you, Prince Rasaki, a member of the National Coalition of Tinubu Support Group, NCTSG, based in Canada. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate you. And then hopefully we can have you again on our program, you know, to face our panelists. And then we do justice to trending topics. Thank you. We want to say a big thank you to our viewers as well for listening and for joining us today. We hope to be with you again next week. And yes, thank you. Please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Mr. Anthony Eze unfortunately could not join us today. We all know he's in the medical profession, and we all know that you know, during the time of festivities, they are usually on emergency calls. So we just want to wish him well. Happy Good Friday to everyone. Yes, on behalf of myself, I say thank you and